identified himself with his master more than his master identified with himself. And if you came to the house Negro and said, let's run away, let's escape, let's separate, that house Negro would look at you and say, man, you crazy. What you mean separate? Where is there a better house than this? Where can I wear better clothes than this? Where can I eat better food than this? That was that house Negro. In those days, he was called a house nigger. And that's what we call him today, because we still got some house niggers running around here. This modern house Negro loves his master. He wants to live near him. He'll pay 3 times as much as the house is worth just to live near his master. And then brag about, I'm the only Negro out here. I'm the only one on my job. I'm the only one in this school. You nothing but a house Negro. And if someone come to you right now and say, let's separate, you say the same thing that the house Negro said on the plantation. What you mean separate? From America? This good white man? When are you going to get a better job than you get here? I mean, this is what you say. I ain't left nothing in Africa. That's what you say. Well, you left your mind in Africa. On that same plantation, there was the field Negro. The field Negro, those were the masses. There was always more Negroes in the field than there was Negroes in the house. The Negro in the field caught hell. He ate leftovers. In the house, they ate high up on the hog. The Negro in the field didn't get nothing but what was left of the insides of the hog. They call them chitlins nowadays. In those days, they call them what they were, guts. That's what you were, a gut eater. And some of you all still gut eaters. The field Negro was beaten from morning till night. He lived in a shack, in a hut. He wore cast-off clothes. And he hated his master. I say he hated his master. He was intelligent. That house Negro loved his master. But that field Negro, remember, they were in the majority. And they hated the master. When the house caught on fire, he didn't try and put it out. That field Negro prayed for a wind, for a breeze. When the master got sick, the field Negro prayed that he died. If someone come to the field Negro and said, let's separate, let's run, he didn't say, where are we going? He said, any place is better than here. You got field Negroes in America today. I'm a field Negro. The masses are the field Negroes. When they see this man's house on fire, you don't hear these little Negroes talking about our government is in trouble. They say the government is in trouble. Imagine a Negro, our government. I even heard one say, our astronauts. They won't even let him near the plant. And our astronauts, our Navy, that's a Negro that's out of his mind. That's a Negro that's out of his mind. Just as the slave master in that day used Tom
the house Negro to keep the field Negroes in check. The same old slave master today has Negroes who are nothing but modern Uncle Toms, 20th century Uncle Toms, to keep you and me in check, keep us under control, keep us passive and peaceful and nonviolent. That's Tom making you nonviolent. It's like when you go to the dentist and the man is going to take your tooth. You're going to fight him when he starts pulling. So they squirt some stuff in your jaw called Novocaine to make you think they're not doing anything to you. So you sit there and because you got all that Novocaine in your jaw, you suffer peacefully. Blood running all down your jaw. And you don't know what's happening. Because someone has taught you to suffer peacefully. The white man do the same thing to you in the street. When he gonna want to put knots on your head and take advantage of you and don't have to be afraid of you fighting back. To keep you from fighting back, he get these old religious Uncle Toms to teach you and me. They're just like Novocaine, suffer peacefully. Don't stop suffering, just suffer peacefully. As Reverend Cleave pointed out, let your blood flow in the streets. This is a shame. And you know he's a Christian preacher. If it's a shame to him, you know what it is to me. Because nothing in our book, the Quran, as you call it, Koran, teaches us to suffer peacefully. Our religion teaches us to be intelligent, be peaceful, be courteous, obey the law, respect everyone. But if someone puts his hand on you, send him to the cemetery. That's a good religion. In fact, that's that old-time religion.
That's an old-time religion. Malcolm X. Mother is from Grenada, Ladig, to be exact. Good night to you, folks. I am here tonight. Today we had, and last night we had a seminar on marriage and relationship. So our talking point show was postponed. You know, I've been getting calls and queries. What happened? You know, the last person to call to inbox me, a good friend and avid listener to Gemfm, what's going on? You know, so I felt even more compelled just to come on here to apologize for not informing my listeners, our listeners, that we did not have the comfort, the talking point show Friday night and Saturday night due to the fact that we carried a live seminar out of Toronto here from a marriage counselor in Trinidad and Tobago, and it went for 2 nights, 2 afternoon until 8:30, 9 o'clock. Well, because of that, I'm here now, and I'm going to do the talking point, just simple as I am here. And I hope you'll join me. Those of you who wish to join me can come on, join me. Those of you who, normally I don't want to call my crew up because probably some people might be sleeping around this time. 11 o'clock already, my time, 12 o'clock, some people time in Grenada. So I don't want to disturb my neighbors. I want to disturb my neighbors. But tonight, I don't dare to disturb my neighbors. Well, today on the T-Tap show with Pablo, we had opposition senator, Martin Joseph was here with us today, and a number of things that he has raised. I want to make a sort of discussion for a short while here, yes, and I'll play some songs in between. But our Grenada senator says we have $361 million in debt to service. $361 million for debt services. like you make mention of a borrow and spend government. Yeah. SGU is our southern economy. Sort of 25% of our GDP come from SGU. And if that's the case, how much more? Or how long again would become 50% as an increase, as we do not have a backbone, real economy to stand upon? What would be our lifelong promise to our upcoming generation? Because the government base is $175.4 million in grants, and a budget that depends on grants. What happens if the people that promise you the grants did not come true? How would you service your debt? One, how would you live and feed the people of Grenada? And we heard our minister in government said, you can't bite the hand that feed you. Well, it was, I think it was Marcus Garvey who said, and I want to quote this, he says, Marcus, any leadership that teaches you to depend on another race to feed you will enslave you. Isn't that true? Any leadership that teaches you to depend on another race to feed you, that leadership will encourage you to be enslaved by the hands that feeding you. So I want to open the discussion. I want to hear your comments, read your comments. I'll probably call in, and I got to charge my phone here. But you can call us 437-980-7467. And I'll continue playing some Malcolm X for a little bit, because today we had like a visitation. Fred Parker went to the site after I reposted a piece from Lincoln Deputy on Malcolm X family in Ladig, St. Andrews in Grenada, and talked about making a heritage site, which is kind of cool, because some of the property is still owned by the family, still in the hands of the little family. Yes. So Malcolm's family portion of land is still in Ladig. So those of you who want to go visit, just ask Black Wizard, somebody take you on a trip. Ask Fred Parker, yeah, to take you on a journey up to Ladig in St. Andrews, Grenada, to see the place where Malcolm grew up, married, and moved to the United States. All right. So I would like to see you be part of that. Go over there and make sure that that history is still intact, that people will pay homage to the birthplace of Malcolm X. So tonight I will just play a little bit of his speech for you again, as I will continue right here.
Joe, and you don't know what's happening because someone has taught you to suffer peacefully. The white man do the same thing to you in the street. When he want to put knots on your head and take advantage of you and don't have to be afraid of you fighting back, to keep you from fighting back, he get these old religious Uncle Toms to teach you and me. They're just like Novocaine, suffer peacefully. Don't stop suffering, just suffer peacefully. As Reverend Cleave pointed out, let your blood flow in the streets. This is a shame. And you know, he's a Christian preacher. If it's a shame to him, you know what it is to me. Because nothing in our book, the Quran, as you call it, Quran, teaches us to suffer peacefully. Our religion teaches us to be intelligent, be peaceful, be courteous, obey the law, respect everyone. But if someone puts his hand on you, send them to the cemetery. That's a good religion. In fact, that's that old-time religion. That's the one that Ma and Pa used to talk about. An eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth, and a head for a head, and a life for a life. That's a good religion. And then anybody, no one resents that kind of religion being taught but a wolf who intends to make you his meal. This is the way it is with the white man in America. He's a wolf, and you a sheep. Anytime a shepherd, a pastor, teach you and me not to run from the white man, and at the same time teach us don't fight the white man, he's a traitor to you and me. Don't lay down our life all by itself. No. Preserve your life. It's the best thing you got. And if you got to give it up, let it be even Stephen. The slave master took Tom and dressed him well and fed him well, and he gave him a little education. Gave him a long coat and a top hat, and made all the other slaves look up to him. Then he used Tom to control them. The same strategy that was used in those days is used today by the same white man. He take a Negro, so-called Negro, and make him prominent. Build him up. Publicize him. Make him a celebrity. And then he becomes a spokesman for Negroes and a Negro leader. I would like to just mention one thing else quickly, and that is the method that the white man uses, how the white man uses these big guns or Negro leaders against the black revolution. They're not a part of the black revolution. They're used against the black revolution. When Martin Luther King failed to desegregate Albany, Georgia, the civil rights struggle in America reached its low point. King became bankrupt almost as a leader. Plus, even financially, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference was in financial trouble. Plus, it was in trouble, period, with the people when they failed to desegregate Albany, Georgia. Other Negro civil rights leaders of so-called national stature became fallen idols. As they became fallen idols, began to lose their prestige and influence, local Negro leaders began to stir up the masses. In Cambridge, Maryland, Gloria Richardson. In Danville, Virginia, and other parts of the country, local leaders began to stir up our people at the grassroots level. This was never done by these Negroes whom you recognize of national stature. They controlled you, but they never incited you or excited you. They controlled you. They contained you. They kept you on the plantation. As soon as King failed in Birmingham, Negroes took to the streets. King got out and went out to California to a big rally and raised about, I don't know how many thousands of dollars. Come to Detroit and had a march and raised some more thousands of dollars. And recall, right after that, Wilkins attacked King, accused King and the Corps of starting trouble everywhere and then making the NAACP get him out of jail and spend a lot of money, and then he accused King and Corps of raising all the money and not paying it back. This happened. I got it in documented evidence in the newspaper. Roy started attacking King, and King started attacking Roy, and Farmer started attacking both of them. And as these Negroes of national stature begin to attack each other, they begin to lose their control of the Negro masses. And Negroes was out there in the streets. They was talking about, we're going to march on Washington. By the way, and right at that time, Birmingham had exploded, and the Negroes in Birmingham, remember, they also exploded. They began to stab the crackers in the back and bust them upside the head. Yes, they did. That's when Kennedy sent in the troops down in Birmingham. So, and right after that, Kennedy got on the television and said, this is a moral issue. That's when he said he's going to put out a civil rights bill. And when he mentioned civil rights bill and the Southern crackers started talking about they were going to boycott it or filibuster it, then the Negroes started talking about what? We're going to march on Washington, march on the Senate, march on the White House, march on the Congress, and tie it up, bring it to a halt. Don't let the government proceed. They even said they was going to go out to the airport and lay down on the runway and don't let no airplanes land. I'm telling you what they said. That was revolution. That was revolution. That was the black revolution. It was the grassroots out there in the street. Scared the white man to death. Scared the white power structure in Washington, D.C. to death. I was there. When they found out that this black steamroller was going to come down on the Capitol, they called in Wilkins. They called in Randolph. They called in these national Negro leaders that you respect and told them, call it off. Kennedy said, look, you all letting this thing go too far. And old Tom said, boss, I can't stop it because I didn't start it. I'm telling you what they said. They said, I'm not even in it, much less at the head of it. They said, these Negroes are doing things on their own. They're running ahead of us. And that old shrewd fox, he said, well, if you all aren't in it, I'll put you in it. I'll put you at the head of it. I'll endorse it. I'll welcome it. I'll help it. I'll join it. A matter of hours went by. They had a meeting at the Carlisle Hotel in New York City. The Carlisle Hotel is owned by the Kennedy family.
Listen this.
That's the hotel Kennedy spent the night at 2 nights ago. Belongs to his family. A philanthropic society headed by a white man named Stephen Currier called all the top civil rights leaders together at the Carlisle Hotel and told them that by you all fighting each other, you're destroying the civil rights movement. And since you're fighting over money from white liberals, let us set up what's known as the Council for United Civil Rights Leadership. Let's form this council, and all the civil rights organizations will belong to it. And we'll use it for fundraising purposes. Let me show you how tricky the white man is. And as soon as they got it formed, they elected Whitney Young as the chairman. And who you think became the co-chairman? Stephen Currier, the white man. A millionaire. Powell was talking about it down at the Cobo today. This is what he was talking about. Powell knows it happened. Randolph knows it happened. Wilkins knows it happened. King knows it happened. Every one of that so-called Big Six. They know what happened. Once they formed it, with the white man over it, he promised them and gave them $800,000 to split up between the Big Six. And told them that after the march was over, they'd give them $700,000 more. $1.5 million split up between leaders that you've been following, going to jail for, crying crocodile tears for. And they've nothing but Frank James and Jesse James and brothers. Soon as they got the setup organized, the white men made available to them top public relations experts. Opened the news media across the country at their disposal. And then they began to project these Big Six as the leaders of the march. Originally, they weren't even in the march. You was talking this march talk on Hastings Street. Is Hastings Street still here? On Hastings Street. You was talking the march talk on Lenox Avenue. And down on, Fillmore Street. And Central Avenue. And 42nd Street and 63rd Street. That's where the march talk was being talked. But the white man put the Big Six ahead of it. Made them the march. They became the march. They took it over. And the first move they made after they took it over, they invited Walter Reuther, a white man. They invited a priest, a rabbi, and an old white preacher. Yes, an old white preacher.
Good night, Sonia Martin
The
Scott.
same
Sebastian. Good night,
that
Sebastian.
put Kennedy in power. Labor, the Catholics, the Jews, and liberal Protestants. Same clique that put Kennedy in power joined the March on Washington. It's just like when you got some coffee that's too black, which means it's too strong. What you do?
With some
You
cream.
integrate it with cream.
Malcolm X. Dropping it.
You make
Dropping it
weak.
hard. He had dropped that real hard.
If you pour too much cream in, you won't even know you ever had coffee. It used to be hot, it becomes cool. It used to be weak. It used to wake you up, now
Put you to
it'll put
sleep.
you to sleep.
Yes.
This is what they did with the March on Washington. They joined it. They didn't integrate it, they infiltrated it. They joined it, became a part of it, took it over. And as they took it over, it lost its militancy. They ceased to be angry. They ceased to be hot. They ceased to be uncompromising. Why, it even ceased to be a march. It became a picnic, a circus. Nothing but a circus with clowns and all. You had one right here in Detroit. I saw it on television with clowns leading it, white clowns and black clowns. I know you don't like what I'm saying, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because I can prove what I'm saying. If you think I'm telling you wrong, you bring me Martin Luther King and A. Philip Randolph and James Farmer and those other three, and see if they'll deny it over the microphone. No, it was a sellout. It was a takeover. When James Baldwin came in from Paris, they wouldn't let him talk because they couldn't make him go by the script. Burt Lancaster read the speech that Baldwin was supposed to make. They wouldn't let Baldwin get up there because they know Baldwin liable to say anything. They controlled it so tight, they told those Negroes what time to hit town, how to come, where to stop, what sign to carry, what song to sing, what speech they could make and what speech they couldn't make, and then told them to get out of town by sundown. And every one of those towns were out of town by sundown. Now, I know you don't like my saying this, but I can back it up. It was a circus, a performance. It beat anything Hollywood could ever do. The performance of the year. Reuther and those other three devils should get a Academy Award for the best actors because they acted like they really loved Negroes and fooled a whole lot of Negroes. And the 6 Negro leaders should get an award too for the best supporting cast.
Well, I don't know about you, but Malcolm X had to have some real belly to go there like this, calling them out by their name. That's why I say here, if I call somebody name, I'm confident what I'm saying is the truth. And I have proof, I call names. Well, tonight, like I said, I apologize for talking point not coming earlier today, because Friday and Saturday we had we were partnering with another ministry called Stepping Up in Christ, led by a good friend of mine and pastor, sister Michelle Small Otley, who she is part of Gemfm as well, but she has her own ministry, doing her own thing on the other side of the vineyard, putting on all these marriage seminars and so on and so on. And we partner with them to do this Wicked Double Days, Friday and Saturday. relationship seminar. Um, I tell you something, I've learned a lot from that thing yesterday and today. When I hear certain people make certain mention of certain things they didn't know and they are pastors, I'm thinking, guys are rethinking the people I sit under, because I live in the life that they left the life and didn't live. I would say that. How should I say that? It's all kind of funny how these are the pastors who would be counseling people to get married, and in the Bible the stuff is there, and they didn't have a clue, and they glossed over it. I can make mention in the section that they're teaching you how to pay tithes and not how to make your marriage work, how to live financially in the church, to donate and give money to the church, but how to financially and any other area like maintain a good marriage and a good relationship. So I had to talk. I had to drop that in tonight. I couldn't keep it in. I had to let them know that if I was to take counseling from the past, I took counseling from my second marriage. God bless my late wife. God bless her soul. If I had to take counseling from if I depended on the present counseling I got, I might understand anything about marriage if I didn't have one from the Catholic Church many moons ago. Because we had a 3 months seminar of solid teaching and preparation for marriage. In that marriage session, 150 people was registered and attended the seminar for marriage counseling before we got married. And after the end of the 3 months, after all the evaluation and everything was done, only 2 couples got married out of the 150 couples. Myself and my late wife and another police officer, they got married. The rest, I don't know if you get married now, but they will realize that there is more to marriage than the pretty face, nice suits, the tall, dark, and handsome, the pretty car in the house, and just talking what they want to you and stuff like that. There is much deeper meaning to marriage and that. And tonight, it was just highlighting the life I live, the kind of a way I want to live with my wife and my children. So it wasn't anything new for me. It was just more encouraging for me. And when you hear people say, well, I didn't know that, I knew that before, I've been such and such. Let me tell you something. It is written in the word. Take your time and study the word to show yourself approved, not to pay tithes only, but to live as God wants you to live with your spouse. Because everything rises and falls on the family. Yes? Everything rises and falls on the family. Well, this was not my topic of discussion tonight. Really, it's about governance in Grenada as it relates to bad government. Spending, borrowing and spending without a plan. Just servicing of debts. Not even paying off the debts. Servicing it. And our leadership. We heard the minister said we can't bite the hand that feeds us. Well, Marcus Garvey made a very interesting observation that any leadership that teaches you to depend on another race to feed you, that leadership will enslave you. And I believe that to be true, and hold this to be true today, still. Any leadership, yes, that causes you to depend on another race to feed you, that leadership will enslave you. I want you to think carefully of what I just said. Is the leadership that you have in Grenada, is that leadership teaching you to depend on another race to feed you? I want to play this other song for you from the man, the Gypsy. But before I do, a big shout out to Sebastian Victor and Sonia Madeline Scott. Good night to you. Anything, don't be afraid. Write up your comments in the box. Tell me if I'm wrong, but we have a discussion. All right, Gypsy. Yesterday's children.
Mommy Alma, this one is for you. God bless the children yesterday.
Please help me share the live. Help me share the live. I alone can do it.
With trembling feet and stick she stand, her blood eyesight is on this land she slave for. She feels the pains of yesterday, the memories time can't take away, yet only time and time alone can ease her. And to those for whom she slaved now deems her a liability, and we think that she has long outlived her usefulness to society. But think carefully, just how could that be? We should remember yesterday's children, yesterday's children. They took this train, they bear the pain, they made the mold that shape our world. They are yesterday's children, yesterday's children. So we have to treat them good, be careful with what we do, cause when tomorrow comes, if we are lucky, we may become yesterday's children too, yesterday's children. His frame is frail, his skin is pale, his voice is nothing now but just a whisper. He stretches hands to you and me, and somehow hope that we will see all contributions he made, we'll remember. But in our haste to use the things he made, so sadly we pass him by. We turn our heads the other way, or simply ignore his cries. But we owe a debt we can't pay back yet. How could we forget yesterday's children, yesterday's children? Build trucks and trains and boats and planes and highways with so many lanes. They are yesterday's children, yesterday's children. So we must be careful with what we do, cause when tomorrow comes, if we are lucky, we may become yesterday's children too, yesterday's children. In cities, villages and towns, there are reminders there, just look around, we find them. The everyday things that we use, the many things that we abuse, we never ever stop to think who made them. They were made for you and me, by hands that we'll never see. Oftentimes their memories are lost through the pages of history. So those who are here, let's handle with care. To us they should be dear. Yesterday's children, yesterday's children. In failing strength, God bless their soul. They're still the pillars of our world. They are yesterday's children, yesterday's children. So we have to treat them good, be careful with what we do, cause when tomorrow comes, if we are lucky, we may become yesterday's children too, yesterday's children.
Yes.
Yesterday's children. Yesterday's children. Yesterday's children. We shouldn't do them wrong. We should help them along. We gotta make them strong. Yesterday's children. We got to make them strong. We shouldn't do them wrong.
Well, yesterday's children and today's children, if we're not careful, we could become yesterday's children too. as a man, Winston Peters, the gypsy. And I know that many of you are reeling over 48 years of independence. Yes, what apart from the PRG, which I make no apologies for saying what I'm saying here, the only government that gave Grenadian hope of a brighter future, brighter tomorrow, was the PRG. Education, agro-industry, agriculture, healthcare, just to name a few. Yeah, they own banks. Yes, they had control their own banks, owned by Ghanaians for 4.5 years. An international airport, a Sandino plant, Eastern Major Project, state farms. Yes, it was all geared to the overall development of Grenada. What do we have now? A government without any future plan to prove and say this is where we're going. How many people know where the government going next 5 to 10 years? How many of you know? Seen a plan from the government saying this is the roadmap, this is our plan for the next 20 to 30 years. Where is that? Where is that plan that we should be all excited about? Is this the same government that promised a shrimp farm, a chicken farm in the same spot, but never take off? That supposed to finish the Brickwater project in St. Mark's, in St. Patrick's, the Liver project, the Manhattan project. Where are those? What's happening? The minister said in her word that we will give them heart attack. How many years now? They have not delivered on their promises. So, upcoming election, they said oil, hotels, everything coming. Investors coming in drones to invest in Grenada. Well, we learned today on the show that people have transferred from one project to the other. Unemployment is not rising. What's the true employment figures in Grenada? 50% of people are unemployed, or even more than that. People working? Yes. Where is the government getting money from? Government is getting money, and the budget is grants, $175.4 million estimated grants to run a capital investment program. What happens if those grants promised have not come true? If there is change of government or turmoil in a country, who promised you those monies? Let's suppose that Ukraine had promised Grenada $150,000 in grants, and at this present time, it had to take care of business at home. How would they furnish this government with the monies? Where would the grants come from now to pay and to support the government? See? So you want a government that delivers good and is promised and manage an economy that transforms from one of our beggars to a wealth, transferring wealth to a generation and generation to come. If every time we vote a government in power, just to win 15 seats to boast about it, and no real substance, we know nothing come easy. Really, you have to work hard for it. It's a given. You have to work hard. Nothing come easy. We want opportunity, not security. We want to build a middle class society. That's what Grenada needs. But we're not getting that. And there are those who continue to believe that this is what Grenada is. Well, I got news for you. I used to use comparison analysis from 1979, 93 until now to those thereafter. What have Giant Jackson will ask you, what have you done for me lately? And this government that which so many of us so love, and let's get rid of this green and yellow bullshit. Let's get rid of that. Let's be people. Yeah? Let us not separate people by colors. Let us deal with the facts. Let us bring issues to the table that people could discuss and weigh. And don't vote somebody can just like them. But vote for issues. Take away the color. Let us vote for issues. For economic issues, developmental issues that will bring us into a better place. Let us forge new relationships with people that will develop a country, make it prosperous. Every year we have government promising black cake but delivering buns with icing on it. How do we? There is chance if you want to come in, you come in with me. I know you're there. It is it's okay. You come on in. You have use the same SKU, the same link I sent you the last time. I'll probably just send a new one to you if you so desire to come on. Yeah, but it's a whole lot of nothing 10 years ago, and we're still in the same predicament. Let me ask you something, Grenada. Are you better off now than 10 years ago? Is the oil money, is oil flowing as promised? The oil will be booming. They'll be booming, and then there's no boom. There's no oil boom. All we have is unemployment booming. How much more? If 400 students per year graduate, where do we find jobs for them? Do we have a place? Are we exporting our brains, our best people, to foreign nations? What are we doing? Well, I know nothing comes easy, but I want to play this song. This one right here. Yeah? With them good people that promise to deliver for us. Yes? They promise oil, they promise housing, they promise hotels, they promise all this nice shake and bake stuff. Where are they? Black Side asked the question, with them. Well, somebody will answer that. With them. You are the people. You are employing people to work for you. I think we need to have a standard, but if you promise and you didn't deliver within 100 days or 200 days, you should be fired from your job because you're not up to scratch. Back Stalin asked the question. With them. With them. I want to know. Yes, Veronica. Government was never meant to put everybody, everyday people on top. The government wants control of your life. I believe that. But with good governance and people involvement, you'll have a balanced leadership. All the mathematicians in town and the country is still falling down. The mathematician only good for winning elections, but can deliver. Check out every Trinbagonian. Check out every Grenadian. Solution. How to run this twin island and get the people out of this jam. You take a chance and give them the work, not realizing they was making joke. After months you start knowing it's only old talk you was getting because Jim no, Jack no, Harry know how to run the show. Paul no, Mac no, till the country falling down low. Low, the country falling down low. The country breaking down. You will see how the whole place tumbling down and there's so much pride people in down. Low, the country falling down low. The country breaking down. You will see how that whole place tumbling down and so much pride people in down. Oi, oi. And they went away to come back down and help me to say. So as they reach, they make me know they qualify to run the show. We tell ourselves they have plenty sense. In them we put we confidence. After months we get to realize was only one in front of the eyes. Jim no, Maggie no, Paul know how to run the show. Rhino, George knows till the country falling down low. No, the country falling down low. The country breaking down. You will see how the country falling down and so much bright people in town. No, the country falling down low. The country breaking down. You will see how the country tumbling down and so much bright people in town. That's the man, Black Stalin, Dr. Leroy Callis. Come with it, man. Louis, come on in. John, it comes down to gradients. Do they hold their representative accountable? No. Do they go out and register to vote? No. Yes, it is the people's responsibility. They are the ones that elect the government. Well, it's about the time to change the government. We want to see the change.
Some don't care if they win or loss. Everybody wants to be
boss.
No one wants to take order. Everybody wants to be leader. All man want a position to satisfy their own ambition. Not knowing in this world today, everybody has their part to play. Flo no, Mary no, Harry know how to run the show. Back no, Kerry no, still the country falling down low. No, the country falling down. No, the country breaking down. You can see how the country falling down. And so much bright people in town. No, the country breaking down. No, the country stumbling down. You want to see how the place just stumbling down. And it's so much bright people in town. No,
Country. Falling down.
if one really want to get through, one must know what one can do. Do what you have to do, I say, and leave the rest for someone to play. Don't go off on the ego trip. That would only rock the ship. And if you listen to what I say, tomorrow would be a better day. Lalo, Raxo, Harry know how to run the show. Make no, live no, till the country falling down low. No, the country falling down low. The country breaking down. Let's see how the country falling down.
And so much bright people in town.
No, the country falling down low.
Breaking down.
Let's see how the phones just falling down. And there's so much bright people in town. With them, you can see how the country falling down. And there's so much bright people in town. With them, falling down, you can see how the country. There's the whole damn place just falling down. And there's so much PhD in town. With them, you can see how the country falling down. And there's so much PhD in town. With them, as you see how the whole place tumbling down. And there's so much bright people in town.
So much bright people in town.
The country falling down. All the phones just tumbling down. You can see how my phone just shaking down. And there's so much bright people in town.
Oh, yeah. Yes. One mathematician in town. He's good at electioneering, but not managing. There's a difference. And I think we made a lot of mistakes sometimes. Because somebody, I always say it when I do my little talk with people and stuff like that, right? Now, not because I'm a good cabinet maker, I might be a good furniture maker, I'm a good manager of the project. Yes? I could be a good mathematician, I could count your money well, but I can't manage a bank. It's a total different thing. So putting your hands in the hands of your future, in the hands of people who assume the responsibilities, or who we give a charge with the responsibility to manage the country, to run on for us and to make us prosperous, we find ourselves in a predicament where it's not happening. There's little bit of progress here and there, little snippets, but the overall country does not really benefit. There is a snippet. There's people here that still suffers. Let me tell you something. People's power is what's needed. Yes, when we could hold the elected officials accountable for their inactions or actions, we the people have to come out. Did you hear you guys come out in 1983? To Fred Morris? All of you came out, and all the children who talk about it still. Get them to come out again and ask this government, and hold this government accountable for what they're doing wrong. I'm not afraid to say it. Hold them accountable for it. Call the representative, your parliamentary representative, and hold them accountable. Don't let them mama guy you with little projects here, little bits and rabbit food here and there. No. We want real substance. Yes? So those of you who intend to vote, don't just make a show on Facebook, make a noise in the market, because the noise in the market, not the sale of the fish. Election day, go and vote for what you don't want and vote for what you want. If you know what the problem is right now, NDC don't need money to campaign to win. You don't need money. You need to get yourself to the voting booth. So who come in and say that we need money? Yes, money is good. But if you, the people, the electorate, know what you don't need, vote it out. Do you need money to be bribed to do that? No, you don't need to. As a matter of fact, it's against the law to patronize anybody to vote for you. It's against the law. It's in the Constitution. Yes? But a lot of people have to go into the depth and teach these things. And it may not happen now. But my hope is that in the new administration, when it happens, we'll change or educate the people, right? And have the same, I'm here talking about the PRG and what they used to do. We want to have the same system and hold people accountable. When they cannot do it, they fire them and get them out of the way. And you see, they say in Grenada, during PRG time, we don't believe in elected leaders for life. We believe in service for life. And when you stop serving, you must get out of the way. And when I say stop, when they say stop serving, I don't mean giving a token here and there. Put like a piece of road here, a small bridge that doesn't last in, or a bad constructed place that fall apart after coming. That is just patronizing the people. Yes, you want the real benefits. And you don't get, if you're not getting that, time for a change. They say better days are coming. I believe that too. Yeah? The man Gypsy. Okay, your song coming up just now, my brother. Sonia Martin, because some of his supporters don't seem to understand what is going on other than defend their party while they are suffering.
And I know you might say I'm mad when I say life down here is easy and things down here ain't that bad. And you may recommend an asylum, you may say I'm out of my head, and you may say I'm hallucinating, you may say that I should be dead. But my foresight and my predictions, I just want you to watch and see that all I'm doing is simply warning you about the way that things going to be. So when your pipe dry without no water, at least there's some place you could get some. So have heart, have heart. And when you have one meal in the morning and don't know where the next one coming from, just have heart, have heart. There shouldn't be too much need to worry. Don't let your mind get lost in the haze, but instead give praise for the last of the better days.
I want you to share the live. Let's have a conversation. Simon Samuel, good morning. Nigel John, I send you a link. You want to come on in? Simon Samuel, come on in. Let's talk, brother. Dennis, I know you're waiting out there. Come on in, brother. Check your email address.
On the wall, and any problems that we are facing now would look just like no problems at all. You may say that life is a burden that you just can't take down the road. You will do all that's in your power just to help you to ease the load. But when the time comes, remember I told you that this good time was going to pass. So now there is no sense in complaining. Let us enjoy this good time while it lasts. So although you sleep on the pavement and eat from a garbage can daily, there's a heart, have heart. At least you have a pavement to sleep on, and the garbage can's not yet empty. So have heart, have heart. And to those of us So let us give praise for the last of the better days. You may say that I'm pessimistic. You may say I'm a cause that's lost. But to life there is a reality, and reality do take its cost. And what you could see in the daylight, of it you must not be afraid. Don't take light to search in the dark night, and you must call a spade a spade. Just call this a time of preparation. I hope you see where I'm coming from. Cause as the sun comes up in the morning, the time I'm speaking of is sure to come. So when world leaders create their problems that affects the world and your life for sure, just have heart, have heart. Just remember nature is watching, and one day would affect your life much more. Have heart,
Yes.
just have heart. And if you're not around, then you're lucky, cause what you would see might leave you in a daze. So let us give praise for the last of the better days.
Well, that's Winston Peters, the gypsy. This one, last of the better days. Well, last of the better days is coming. It's coming. Yes, yes, and the new and greater days are about to come. Well, like I said today, we had this discussion today on Pablo's show. Yeah, the T-Top show, Time, Things, and People show with Pablo every Saturday 2 p.m. on this station, Grenada, right as the winter time, summertime, winter time. This change is 3 o'clock Grenada time. But we had Senator Matthew Joseph with us today, Opposition Senator Matthew Joseph. And he made some observations. And I was kind of taken back a bit, but I know already, I said if St. George's was a ship, yeah, it would have been sinking from the bow down. Everything, the economy in Grenada, St. George's economy, a southern economy. Really. There's no real country or rural development really taking place in Grenada. Everything southern. And he made a point here that $361 million for servicing of debt only. That's Grenada paying that. Servicing of debts. Not writing off, but servicing the debts. Which means, you know, those of you who have credit cards, you know you can pay off the credit card, the full amount of the $10,000, but only pay $100 a month. Yeah. That's what the state government in. Kind of, yeah. That's the state in. They have a credit card to pay off, and they can't pay the full amount, so they're paying off by liquor. Servicing the debts. Yeah? Yes, it's true. And that's what they say, right? It's alleged that the SGU also contributed 25% of our GDP. Yes? 25% of our GDP. Now, what happens if the government, who relies on about approximately $175.4 million in grants to services to run the economy, what happens if those people who make the promise break their promise? For some reason or the other in their country, something happens, whoever had promised those monies can't fulfill. What happened to our economy? Where do we go from there? Are we so unproductive that we can't build an economy around the natural resources, the little things that we have? Our agro industries, eat what you grow, grow what you eat. Can we not do that anymore? I want to ask you, because a lot of us say a lot of stuff, and we really want you to vote for a change, not just for Deacon. Deacon is not a change. Change, real economic change you want. Vote for a change. If you want to see different and the bamboozlement to stop, vote for a change. Yes? So I'm going to play the next song. And I'm looking forward to your comments as usual. Desalin, thank you very much. Johnson, Sonia Martin Scott, for making your contribution thus far. Come on, guys, don't be afraid. Go call in too, 437-980-7467. Again, 437-980-7467. All right, that's the number you want to call. This one, here it goes. Stand up for something, or you'll die for nothing. Yes, Deslin, you're so right. Young people was walking in red all over the place during the Piaget time. I was one of those young people too. We was walking.
And doing nothing. Ask the world over. You just a freeloader. Problems every day. You have nothing to say. You rather run and hide before you take a side. I tell you, stand up for something or you will die for nothing. In your whole lifespan, you never make one stand. Stand up for something or you will die for nothing. People dying every day and you have nothing to say. Stand up for something or you will die for nothing. Stand up, stand up. Stand up for something or you will die for nothing. Workers out striking, black cats protesting. Before you join the fight, you rather break the strike. You like the condition, so they fight in the election. Before you sympathize, you rather criticize. I tell you, stand up for something or you will
Die for nothing.
Corruption down with throat, still you will not vote. Why? Stand up for something or you will die for nothing. Killing going on every day, you have nothing to say. Stand up for something or you will die for nothing. Stand up, stand up. Stand up for something or you will die for nothing. You talking the talk, people walking the walk. You happy as ever to be a fence watcher. Life's a precious thing for you to be within. Stand up and play your part and play it from your heart. I tell you, stand up for something or you will die for nothing. Get up, my friend, your life soon will end. I tell you, stand up for something or you will die for nothing. So your grandchildren too would be proud of you. I tell you, stand up for something or you will die for nothing. Stand up, stand up. Stand up for something or you will die for nothing.
Stand up for something or you will die for nothing. Yes, man. Louise, use what we have. Agro. Encourage small batch production with loans to begin ecotourism. Yes? And that is good. That is good. Growing sectors in the world. Fastest growing sector in the world. And that is it. You see, and I often say here, that we need a real visionary. We need some concrete, forward-thinking people. Now, do you know that, and people might say what you want, yeah? Say what you want. Let me tell you something. Say what you want about the PRG. Say what you want about Gary. Yeah? These two governments. Gary was concerned about Grenada development. The PRG was people focused and developing the people. When you develop the people take care of country. Yes? So, what do we have now? We have some people in government seems to be caring more about themselves. Yeah? Talking online to people, promising deals that, I had a clip. Listen, I hope I don't know if you can find that clip. And this clip, someone sent me a clip. And let me see if I find my clip. Yeah? Let me see if I find the clip. Because sometimes, you might say something, you didn't hear that. You didn't hear it right. Well, I think I heard really, really, really right. And I want to play those two clips for you into your hearing tonight. Now, if let me talk to people in St. Mark's first. So, St. Mark's people, I want you to hear this.
Started the Victoria City fence, and we will continue.
All right.
The shrimp project had a delay, and they're glad.
Yes.
And never see good
Amen to
people
that, sister.
rejoice when difficulty take people.
Hallelujah.
So you can be good to rejoice.
Praise the
if
Lord.
The shrimp project have a delay, but some of them they're going to get heart attack.
Amen, sister.
When the shrimp project start. I don't want them to get it, but they have so much hate in their heart, and they want to see so much evil befall St. Mark's people and the whole of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
You hear them?
That they will do anything to stop that project. Tell them there is a delay, but by the grace of God, this project will start in 2018.
Well, whoa. Oops. A lot of wrong things happening here. This project will start in when? Back up, John. Back up.
To stop that project. Tell them there is a delay, but by the grace of God, this project will start in 2018.
Oh, what year are we in now? What year are we in? Somebody help me here. 2022. And they'll blame it on COVID, eh? You wanna bet when they came in, they'll blame it on COVID. We couldn't do it because of COVID. Eh? Well, that's what they said. And hold on, she say,
we started the Victoria City fence, and we will continue.
We bad, so we
The
bad.
shrimp project had a delay,
So we bad.
and they're glad.
So we stay.
And never see good people
You can imagine?
rejoice when difficulty take people. So you can be good to rejoice if the shrimp project have a delay, but some of them, they're going to get heart attack when the shrimp project start. I don't want them to get it, but they have so much hate in their heart. And they want to see so much evil befall St. Mark's people and the whole of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, that they will do anything to stop that project. Tell them there is a delay, but by the grace of God, this project will start in 2018.
Well, 2018 come and go, 2022. So all of you who thinking and seeing and hearing well, this is for you. Okay? This is for you to remember. So you're going to the polls in St. Mark's. I want to remember that Gemfm project. All right? And I have another one for you. Where is the other one? I hope I find it here. I don't want to list my Ghanaian people. I want to play what they say.
So I am particularly happy.
That's the Prime Minister
this
speaking.
afternoon to witness
Particularly
this.
happy.
And that's why I'm so proud of what we're seeing here this afternoon. And look forward to it, to see this project take off in every sense. But let me tell you this. You have the people of St. Mark's with you. You have the parliamentary representative. And you have another investor, the Prime Minister with you.
Another investor, the Prime
Don't
Minister.
worry.
He said it, Hold on. Just in case you didn't hear it again.
investor, the Prime Minister.
Hold on.
You have the people of St. Mark's with you. You have the parliamentary representative, and you have another investor, the Prime Minister, with you. So don't worry.
Oh. You have another investor with you.
You have another investor, the Prime Minister, with you.
Not a vested interest, you know. Another investor. The Prime Minister. That's what he said. This one. Hold on. Just in case you get tired.
The Prime Minister with you. Representative.
Just in case you get tired again.
The people of St. Mark's with you. You have the parliamentary representative.
2, yes.
And you have another investor.
You have another investor, the Prime Minister. Is this a vested interest or is it an investor? This is what he said. Another investor, the Prime Minister. So did he just get carried away and just say that? So ladies and gentlemen, it's not me that say that there. It's on the tape. It's on document. It's documented on tape. Another private investor, the Prime Minister. I think Dr. Stian Collette, it's alleged that this is what he took Collette to court for. Collette Joseph. Is that the same statement? I don't know. Prime Minister, I just stating what they say, the fact that I just pay the tape. I didn't say that's your words. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we late tonight with this show. Normally we're ending this time. But this weekend was a very important weekend. We had a marriage seminar this weekend, Friday and Saturday night, which I sponsored by Gemfm and Stepping Up and Out in Christ Ministries, International Ministries. We had a seminar on marriage and relationship. So that took place, and we had my whole day was in the studio. Yes, I was just saying the clip is I just play the clip. I play the clip. I don't say what he say. I don't say what I say. I say the clip. I just play the clip for the great people to hear. Listen carefully, yeah. Listen very carefully. Did he say a vested interest? You have another investor, the Prime Minister. I just asking questions, yes, Sister Margaret. I just asking questions, playing the tape. So we have the heart attack situation going on. And we have the investing, you have the parliamentary representative, you have the people, and you have the Prime Minister. That's what he said. So as I was saying that we're supposed to have the show all year on about 8 o'clock, but the marriage seminar went on into 9 o'clock. So I had to take a little breather outside and come back, and then my good friend Margaret, along with other people who call and write and say, John, what's going on with the shows? I don't see the talking point. What's going on? Well, we had a good show. Today, the marriage show was good. We had another good show with Raphael Paul this afternoon with Matthew Joseph, the opposition senator from St. John's, was in the house. We talk about a number of things, and which I made mention of earlier on. That one of the biggest things about SGU, 25% GDP contribution to the greater economy, and a number of things that the debt servicing is $361 million debt to service our debts. You're depending on grants of $175.4 million in grants to service of capital investment. Now the question is, if those people pull out, what would you do? So now I am focusing back on the speeches that we just made. Louis, listen again. I'll play it again. Hold on. John, you better be careful with that clip. Eh? Remember, see, I'm going to look out now. Remember, he sued somebody for that. Well, I don't know if he had listened to his own clip afterwards. Someone this when a preacher man told me last week that when he preached, he wanted to listen back the message. Peradventure he preached to himself, so he don't know what God says something to him through the word that he preached. Well, I hope the Prime Minister really listened to this speech. I'm going to read it again, people.
So I am particularly happy this afternoon to witness this. And that's why I'm so proud of what we've seen here this afternoon. And look forward to it, to see this project take off in every sense. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you this. You have the people of St. Mark's with you. You have the parliamentary representative. And you have another investor, the Prime Minister.
And you have another investor, the Prime Minister. Are we hearing the same thing?
To the podium to deliver the vote of thanks.
Okay. And then I want to play back this one.
We've started the Victoria City fence and we will
I almost say stop
continue.
just saying Victoria's Secret.
The shrimp project had a delay, and they're glad. And never see good people rejoice when difficulty take people. So you can be good to rejoice if the shrimp project have a delay, but some of them, they're going to get heart attack when the shrimp project starts. I don't want them to get it. But they have so much hate in their heart. And they want to see so much evil befall St. Mark's people and the whole of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, that they will do anything to stop that project. Tell them there is a delay, but by the grace of God, this project will start in 2018.
Well, are we in 2017? Huh? Are we in 2017? Or 2016? What year are we in now? According to the Ethiopian calendar, we're 4 years behind, eh? So if you operate, I think they operate on the Ethiopian calendar, the Orthodox calendar. Well, I tell you, it's not an easy road, eh? Probably, I gotta play a song for my brother John Nigel. I gotta find it up just now. But people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, have you heard these things? So you're going to the polls soon and very soon. You know, there's a song we sing, soon and very soon, we are going to be the king. Well, soon and very soon, you guys are going to the polls. Yes? By the hook or by the crook, you got to go. So if you're going, get registered. Get registered, and don't just register. Go and vote. Go out there and vote. Beg a right, get a right. And people, go get the old people, bring them out to vote. Give them a yellow t-shirt against that. But give them something to go to get to the poll. A ride, a bus, pick a bus, get a bus and bring people to the election. Voting station to vote. And start educating your people now. Start bringing up the promises that was made that was broken. Yeah, all those little stuff. And bring your own issues. What is your vision for Grenada? Get the people buy into the vision. No fancy wording. Local parlance when you go to the community. Tell them exactly what they're going to be doing in your local parlance. Let them know, because everybody's not highly educated as some of the people and them. Those PhD people, you know what I mean? Those little ordinary people need to know. That's the ordinary people, yeah? There's a show called Ordinary People Show. But again, it happened in Rogers, I think it was on Sunday evening. However, we're not talking about those ordinary people there. We're talking about the ordinary people in Grenada now. Those people need a change. They need a change. They need something different. Yes? Something different. So, the woman losing it, I guess, because these are words flying from her mouth. She's the same one that said, help me if I'm wrong here, we can't bite the hand that's feeding you. Marcus Garvey said, any leadership, yeah, that teaches you to depend on another race to feed yourself will enslave you. That was Marcus Garvey saying that. Any leadership. So, I don't know about you, right? But they're promising so much things, and we ain't see it coming true. So I wonder what's going on. As I look for my song that I want to play for you tonight again, I hope that many of you will be so kind enough to do Grenada a favor. All of you in Grenada, do yourself a favor. Go out and vote for a change. NDC don't need money to vote out kid. They need you to vote out kid. They don't need to be bribed. Nobody need to bribe you to make a decision to change what you don't want. To remove the fear and the hostility, the marginalizing and the oppression, the borrowing of money and don't want to pay it back from the NIS and all other places. If you don't want that to happen, vote for a change. Right? So, let us see what's going to happen. Well, tonight, I'm a Lone Ranger here tonight. There's no seating next to me or anything on my crew tonight. Because I came on late, didn't intend to do a big show. Because the time was really spent really far and hard. And we have this booming thing going on in Grenada, promising of the oil industry and different things. But if for all these years, yeah, check messenger, brother. Check messenger. Yeah, and you didn't find anything change. Yeah, anything did not change over the past couple of years for you. I want you to think again, because at the end of the day, yeah, and you go back in the poll and you don't vote again. And those of you who abstained from voting last time, please think twice this time. Probably 3 times. Take your time and think about what you want. Are you satisfied with the life that you live in under this present government? Is just getting a food comfortable and okay for you? Is it okay for you to don't have a job or you don't have housing, proper housing to live in, proper healthcare? Are you satisfied with your healthcare system? Are you satisfied with your education system? Are you happy with your food import bill? Are you happy with the youth unemployment? Are you happy with intimidation? Are you happy with your contract work? Are you happy with your money position? What are you happy about? Tell me, what are you happy about? Are you happy that you didn't have a shrimp farm or a chicken farm that is supposed to be on the same spot? And none of them come true? 2018 was the price for the shrimp farm. What happened to the chicken farm? That was be before the shrimp farm and the same property and the same spot. None of them come true. So, where do we go from here? So, while I look for another song, I'll play this other song. Okay? I'm looking for a song, 2 songs, and one for my brother, John. John, I'll play this one. That Land Is Mine. They play already now.
Help! Somebody, anybody, everybody, help! My country is going to hell in a handbasket, and it looks like if somebody tells somebody that this country could be run by propaganda alone. Help! Somebody help! I wasn't going to say nothing, cause I know what some of all you gonna say. But I can't stand by any longer and watch my country going this way. The affairs of the state in chaos, causing citizens too much pain. So to hell with who vex and whatever come next, I ain't staying quiet again. No, this land is yours, but it's mine gone too. And the future lies in our hands. I want you to know that this government that we put in charge, incompetence is creating problem. I say done with them, don't hesitate, done with them, no time to wait, done with them. They must understand that this is the people's land. Yes, they must understand the power of any land resides in the people's hands. Aye. The incompetence is too blatant, and cronyism is the cause. Nepotism is running rampant, going against all decency and laws. Where's the spiritual and moral values that brought you to rule this land once more? You are the ones who talk about corruption, but now we're more corrupt than before. Lord, this land is yours, but it's mine also. And the future lies in our hands. I want you to know this government that we put in charge, incompetence is creating problem. I said done with them, don't hesitate, done with them, no time to wait, done with them. They must understand that this is the people's land. Yes, they must understand the power of any land resides in the people's hands, man. We have now reached the depth of despair. Crime but it's mine also. And the future lies in our hands. I want you to know. This government that we put in charge, Lord, incompetence is creating problem. Down with them, don't hesitate. Down with them, no time to wait. Down with them, they must understand that this is the people's land. Yes, they must understand the power of any land resides in the people's hands, man.
Good night, Ola. Thomas, good night to you. How are you doing?
I cry shame on the Calypsonians are talking about from country to tongue. You boast we are the voice of the people, but look how we letting the people down.
Some of them have lockjaw now.
Parties are in power. We could highlight all their problems, but this one destroying the country, we have nothing to say about them. Lord, this land is yours, but it's mine also. And the future lies in our hands. I want you to know. This government that we put in charge, incompetence is creating problem. Time to down with them. Don't hesitate. Down with them. No time to down with them. They must understand that this is the people's land. Yes, they must understand the power of any land resides in the people's hands. That's it. I'm tired with a set of plan, and none of the plan ain't working. Somebody up in Whitehall must be joking. Down with them. What I say?
Down with them.
What I say?
Down with them.
Down with them.
That's Winston Peters, the gypsy. Yes, Nigel John, how you doing? Welcome, my brother. Done with them, done with them. Well, it's not my word. It's the people of Greater Carriacou and Petite Martinique that have to make that decision. We all have a part to play, and I'm playing my part. And some people might say, John, what are you talking about? You're not living in Grenada. Well, I'm surrounded by Grenadans every day via Facebook, family chat, everything. So we know what's going on. We can't fool us. We okay to send barrel and send little money. When it's time for us to make a noise and talk about what's going on in Grenada, you're not living here. What you know about Grenada? We know. People crying out. And they cry out because of malice. They cry out because it's really hurting them. And some of them can't talk. They're afraid to lose the little stipend they get in. So they're keeping quiet. But if those of you who want to keep quiet, but go, vote for a change. So you can speak out in a responsible government. A government that could govern a society and bring it into a new and more productive and prosperous future. If you're satisfied with what you're doing, then go ahead. But if you really want that change, and really want to get out of the downward spiral of economic disasters, one after the other, the promises, lies, if you want that, you can go ahead. If you want to continue along that line, just go ahead. Keep it flowing, you know. But this one from Tangla, very nice piece. I want to place one into your hearing. That's the late great Tangla.
DJ Soholic are the maddest and the baddest. Me, tell Princess.
I'm a Grenadian to my heart and soul. Friends, I would travel all over the world. Anyway I go, I bound to come back. Little Grenada, this land of my butt. When I take a look at the horizon, only notice out there I see hatred and evil in the hearts of men. Lack of manners, respect already gone. Shake it, Mitchell boy. Samota mope moka hele. Mizena lagena muche Mitchell. Namna katuye Shake it, Michel Woy. Samota no pe mo ka hele. Mize na loving na mushe Michel no naka chuyenga. When the gun signs in the hands of time, fish is dying in the ocean. We need a pity mat, we can carry through. Disasters and problems we going through. Mr. Kit Michel Woy. What I hear afraid of falling. Trouble in Grenada, Mr. Mitchell. Man start killing man. Oh, yo.
So call it.
Good night, Doris. Good night, Doris. Listening on the radio. Not on the Facebook, on the radio. Listening on.
We don't have much time left to sit and plan. Wrongdoings in the Eddie Waterland. When King Lucifer and Miss Jezebel have this little nation to join them. Come, let's take this thing now to consider. The damage they doing to Grenada. When drug addicts, alcoholics, and even civilians are killing police. Shake it, Michel Woy. Samota no pe mo ka hele. Mize na loving and mushe Michel no naka chuyenga. Shake it, Michel Woy. Samota no pe mo ka hele. Mize na loving and mushe Michel no naka chuyenga. Wonders and signs in the hands of time. Fish is dying in the ocean. We need a pity mat we can carry through. Disasters and problems we go through. Mr. Kit Michel Woy. What I hear about falling. Trouble in Grenada, Mr. Mitchell. Man start killing man. Come on. Music population is increasing. And them teenagers quickly maturing. We need an architect to design a plan for those mom and dad and our children. We don't have much work, we don't have money. Unemployment increasing rapidly. We need a solution just for survival. For the jail and the hospital.
Mr. Kit Michel Woy.
Samota no pe mo ka hele. Mize na loving na mushe Michel no naka chuyenga. Mushe Kit Michel Woy.
Yes, that was the man himself, Tangela. Mike, Nigel John, good night. Welcome to Gemfm. How you doing, my brother? I think your mic is muted. You're muted. Unmute your mic and turn your camera. So, yeah. So, you know, folks, Grenada is a nice place to live. Yeah, it's a very beautiful place we got there. I often wonder, what would happen if our people really understand the Constitution of Grenada and able to hold their servants, yes, the people who run, who manage the operation for them, accountable? What would that be like? If they have them come to the parish councils and zonal council meetings and hold them accountable for the mismanagement and all the promises that they have made and they have not delivered, what would that be like? Are you satisfied at that level of governance that you have right now? How many of you here will vote for a change? How many of you listen on the radio around the world that Grenada will go back to Grenada to vote? How many of you in Grenada will vote for a change? Are you going to stick with the devil you know, or will you vote the devil you don't know? That's what they say. That's what some people say that. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, you could unmute yourself. I think you should be able to unmute yourself, bro. Just click the unmute button. Yeah? Yeah. So that is what. Yeah. All right. You should be able to unmute there. Ask you to unmute. That's what he said. Ask you to unmute, and then it should be okay. Yeah? Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, what are we doing? Where are we? What are we intend to do? Yeah? What change do we want? Now, I am not in Grenada to vote. I'm not voting in Grenada. But I want you to, yes, turn your camera on now, Nigel. Your camera is on. Great. Can I send it, bring it up a little bit? Yeah. Good. Beautiful, my brother. Beautiful. Yes. Welcome to Gemfm for the first time on the live. Yes. How you doing, my brother? How you doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, we're talking about, I'm just here and just wanted to do my piece and talk about the government, greater and the upcoming election, pending election, whenever that call, to make sure that Ghanaian people know what they're voting for. Highlights and bring out, what we need to do as a people. Where do we go from here? So how about you, man? How is St. Patrick's?
Well, everything is good up here so far in the north,
Right.
Everything running smooth.
Yeah. So you have some candidates going on out there. Some new candidates. You have 7 so far.
Yes, the NDC has choose 7 candidates so far, and they have another 8 to choose. Yeah.
Right. You look excited. Are you excited about the future, the prospect of the new candidates?
Yes. When you look at the candidates they have chosen, especially the young lady from Guav,
yes,
Kirin James. As you know, she was a past senator, yeah?
Right, yes.
In 2018 when NMP had won.
Right.
So they had made her a senator. And I think she's okay. She's been to SGO as well. And I think she's capable of bringing home that seat for the NDC.
Right. What is going to the St. Max one? Because I just play 2 clips from the St. Max situation there. You think that cities are gonna as well?
Well, St. Max and St. George's Northwest always an NMP ticket, seat. But, John, when you look at the politics over the years, I think right now, people want change, yeah?
Yes.
Even that young man, they choose in Happy Hill there from Fontenelle.
Fontenelle, yeah.
His name is Jonathan Lacrette.
Lacrette, yeah, Mr. Lacrette, yes.
I think this guy have a chance of giving the leader a rub there this time around, Yeah, because people are fed up, they are tired, And I think they are calling for change.
Yes.
Even the young man in St. Max have a chance, because that's the question you really asked me. And I think he have a chance as well. Everybody's talking good things about him. He's a quiet, humble, meek, calm young man. And he gets along well with the people in the constituency. So everybody is talking good about the young man. He's cool, man.
Cool. So we seem as though that NDC is getting into a place where the experience is not a factor. I heard this so many times that the inexperienced, the young. I have a question, because the NMP had some inexperienced people too, right? Kate was an experienced politician. Evelyn Pierre was an experienced politician. Mr. Buller was an experienced politician. You know what I'm saying? Look at Yulan was not an experienced politician. She's just an older woman, but she was not an experienced politician. She been around politics. She father was a politician, but she was not one. And they still be able to go in government and do things. So there are people now who are even more qualified, academically I'm speaking about, too, that may be critical thinkers. Yeah? That was able to bring some benefits and some substance to governance in Grenada. Yes? So we had to look forward to bigger, better things and good governance from the new cast, right?
Yeah, because NDC always a party of good governance, accountability and transparency.
Right.
That's the motto, So I think when come to governing the economy, the finance, the country, I think NDC have a better track record than the NMP.
I've heard that so many times, and I think my best friend on Gemfm, my best broadcaster on this show, Raphael Paul, have made that comment several times. When it comes to governance, you can beat NDC for it. When it comes to electioneering, you will beat NDC there. Yeah? But this time around, I don't know if the only mathematician in town will be able to pull that off this time. Because it seems as though there is a sort of a nuance in people's optimism. You know, what they're looking for to see happening now. People are more optimistic now. They feel there's a breath of fresh air, something different is happening, and they want to be part of that movement of change. So I don't know about you, but I always encourage people to register, but not just register, but go out and vote. Yes? Yeah. And make that choice. And you know, often, I said it before on this show, and many other shows, that NDC doesn't need money to win an election. I always believe that if the people of Grenada are fed up with what they're getting, they know this is not good. They're afraid to speak. It's a good time to vote to speak. Yes? Yeah. If it's just to give your voice, you want to vote for that. Yes? Because when we talk about oppression and all kinds of stuff like that, but if you can't freely speak your mind on the street of Grenada, if you can't take a flyer from an opposition leader, because you're afraid somebody see you and go, "Sure, will you have a flyer from NDC?" And you can't vote for a change.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Going back to the 7 candidates that the NDC has chosen last Wednesday. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
I think when you look at Andal, he have experience. Yes. also have experience in the team. So I heard many people saying that the people are young and they don't have experience. But there is people in there that has experience. Yeah. So I think Claudette is good. She stand a chance this time around. Yeah. And Andal is a gentleman that been working since March 13, 2018. This guy been on the ground, you know.
Yeah, and again, he's been the interim leader of the NDC as well at one point.
Yes, so you have a wealth of knowledge.
Yes.
Okay, he took over from Buck.
Yes.
That's when Buck resigned after the election.
So you see, and then you have a mixture. You have experience and youth.
And youth, yes.
Yeah.
And another 8 seat to call. Another 8 constituencies, to call. They're gonna be also a mix.
Yes. I'm anticipating the good news, you know?
Yeah.
To see what will happen in the coming weeks. Because I already put the 7 already in my magazine to publish at the end of the month. I hope they come up with it before the end of the month. Next week, so I can plug in the other 8 in the magazine so people could see them and, you know, and have a hope, more hope than they have right now. So my question to you too, though, as many have asked any other Grenadian living in Grenada, if there's one thing you want to see change in Grenada, apart from just changing the government, what is the prospect of the future? Something you want to see happening in Grenada to involve the population, to get to see some new things happening to Grenada, for Grenada development, economic development. What are the things the things that you would like to see happen under a new government in Grenada?
Okay, first and foremost, I would like to see an improvement in the health sector, you know?
Right.
Because when you look at the cost of health, it's very, very high, you know? Because, for instance, I think there should be universal health care. Health shouldn't be something we're paying for. It's true, I know that nothing go unpaid, as they say. But we should find measures and put policies in place that will make health free.
Yes.
So I believe in universal health care. I also think that we should also rely a lot on primary health care, which is important for the well-being, you know? Because a healthy nation will create a wealthy nation, isn't it?
Yes, well, the wealth of the nation is health, right?
Yeah.
The biggest asset a country could have is to take care of the people's health.
Yeah.
So then they could deliver and do. And you see, less people are sick in your country is better for you, for your productivity. You know, I welcome you to Gemfm, but I haven't given you the opportunity to tell the people who is Nigel John.
Okay.
Give a little bio about you.
Well,
can be here for the first time.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, yeah?
Yes, sir.
But I'm Nigel. I'm from Plains, St. Patrick's, Rosehill, Monfenjo. So them 3 areas, I could say, I grew up in those 3 areas, Rosehill, Monfenjo, and Plains.
All right.
Yeah, I went to the St. Patrick's House School. And I went to Grenville Secondary School.
That's my school. I went to that school.
Best school.
I was the president of that school.
Nice school, man.
Yeah,
I love that school.
Students Council president of that school.
Yeah, I've been there. Then I went to TAMCC. I do 2 years after finishing the Grenville Secondary. So I did sociology there. I did economics and geography level.
Okay.
I also presently in the SGU doing a bachelor degree presently in SGU from 219 August. But my main aim and focus right now, I do taxi as my livelihood, you know? So I'm a taxi driver.
You're a taxi driver.
Yeah, presently.
So here you are, equipped, fully educated, I should say, and you're a taxi driver.
Yeah.
How you end up being a taxi driver with all these qualifications, though?
It's a long story.
Is it political victimization again?
Yes, because when I had finished college, 1997, my main aim was to teach, to be a teacher. But I went on 4 interviews and I was turned down.
Yeah.
From being a teacher, I wanted to teach in one of the primary schools in St. Patrick's, but I went on 4 interviews, I was turned down. But I had all other motive and agenda for getting into teaching, you know?
Right.
I always wanted to branch out into politics.
Okay.
After teaching, but I didn't get to teach because the first person I saw as a teacher that get involved in politics in the 90s was Miss Waldron.
Okay.
She used to be a teacher at SAS.
Okay.
So I was trying to pursue her, you know, follow her pattern. So 95, when I done GSS, that's when she came into politics and she won. You remember that year? She won?
Yeah.
First time with Adrian Spaceman. And then also Oliver, Archibald, Grace Duncan, all of them won that year, you know? It was 8-5-2. So I was looking at that as a stepping stone for me, you know, to be a teacher. And then maybe when I done, I wanted to get involved in politics, but it didn't happen.
Right.
But they say when one door is closed, many more are open-ended.
Yes, most definitely. Somebody, my good friend Margaret, asked me a question here. And I was going to, 2 questions. I'm going to ask you this question. All right? One question I want to ask you. Because we have free, what we call here, so-called free healthcare in Canada. It's not really free. We pay for it in our taxes. Right? But everybody across the board, everybody could walk into any healthcare, any doctor's office with a healthcare and get attended to. But when I do the census and they show you the form where your taxes go to, you see $25 for garbage pickup, snow removal, this amount of money, $10 for this one. At the end of the list is $3,000 a year I pay for my taxes. And everything that I enjoy or people enjoy, the business owner, the homeowner pays taxes, property taxes, and that all this stuff included in it. In Grenada, I don't know what system we have in it. How do we pay for a free healthcare system when anybody can walk into any doctor's office in Grenville with a healthcare and say, okay, I have a headache, I could walk into any place and say, look, I'm feeling sick, I wanted to get attended to with a healthcare. Who supports and who pays for that? Where does the money come from to pay for that? Because it's not really free. Somebody paying for it at the end of the day. Yeah,
well, presently no one is paying for that. When I say the government do not have anything in place presently for health, you know? So you may go into a clinic, you get attended to, but when come to like prescription, you got to pay for the medicine, you know?
Right.
Simple things in the hospital you go for, like scan and x-ray, you got to pay for that, you know? So what I'm saying, all this thing I think should be free. Government should put policies, measures, procedure in place to make this free for the people.
Right.
Of the country.
I agree. I want to move on to the next question. Marlene said to me, John, toot, toot, toot. What's wrong with being a taxi driver? I have no problem against a taxi driver. My father being a taxi driver and feed his family on that as well. So my father being my father being a taxi driver.
Yeah, your father. Yeah, going down paradise there.
Yes, my father's been a taxi driver for all these years.
You have a brother that is also a police, eh?
You have a brother police and I have a brother drive bus that drives a bus as well. He has a bus. Yeah.
Talking about drive bus, John, I drive bus for a number of years too before taxi.
You see, there you go.
That
So
was a
nothing wrong with
driver.
that. I just want to say why a qualified person find himself driving, and when he could be teaching somebody what you've learned over the years, and so on, and help in the development of other areas of sector economy, which you're qualified to. I have no problem with my sister Margaret with drivers, taxi drivers. I'm not bashing it. I was asking why he ended up there. So I got the answer of what I wanted.
Yeah, because I explained to you the reason I ended up in.
Yes.
Yes,
I know
and
you so much wanted to be a candidate. Are you still pursuing becoming a candidate for the NDC?
Well, I applied, but I was 2 days late.
2 days late.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
All
applied,
right.
but I hope I get good feedback.
Next time. All right. Louise Noel Ambrose asking, she's from Sodez too. She asking, say, John, ask Nigel if he lives across from the grave. From the grave?
Graham, yeah.
Till
Graham.
Yeah.
He used to, yeah. That's my neighbor. That's right where I grew up.
Okay, so Louis, his neighbor. Margaret said, well, when you go to the clinic and you see a dog free, it's coming from the taxes that you pay. So it's not free, and the reality is that not everyone pays tax in Grenada. It's true. Well,
yeah. So going back to the question you had asked me, John, about stuff to improve. What would I like to see? Yeah?
Yes.
I mentioned health, but also I would like to see human resource education, human resource development.
Yes.
For instance, in terms of technical and vocational institute and training.
Yes.
I think we should have more of this for the youths especially, because not everyone academically inclined,
Yes.
And I think that if you set up skill centers and training, like we should use the Maryville, the TAMCC, the multipurpose center in St. Patrick's, and add to the curriculum, in terms of technical and vocational training. This will help, lower unemployment. Yeah.
Yes.
And last thing I would like to see also, concerning the question you asked me, is also agro-processing.
Yes.
I think it's time Grenada should have a few factories,
Right.
Which will help also create jobs.
I know a lot of people talking about Mr. Batiste ranting last week about
Deacon?
No, about not Deacon only, but other candidates and stuff like that. And people think he has become irrelevant now in the political arena. That his time has passed and he's just jealous now and all kinds of. What do you think of Mr. Batiste's statement?
Well, first of all, I have a lot of respect for Mr. Batiste. He have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to interacting, on issues, especially current affairs issue, especially in the 95 and 99 era. You have a lot of information, in them time, and I respect him for that. But listening to him, I think that he feel left out. He feel maybe he should be part and parcel of the NDC, but I think the door is open for him. I think he should try to get in there and try to help build the party and to bring about the changes.
Yeah. I have a belief that if you run in the southeast constituency, he gonna win. That's my belief. He
run
never
for
lost.
ULP or NDC?
I think anyone you run for, you're gonna win. Okay. But I think he run an NDC candidate and a GLP candidate ticket right now. He have never lost his seat in that area, right? He has never lost it. So
yeah.
I think
he won it twice, 95 and 99. Yeah.
Yeah, he won it twice. So I think if he run again, he could win it. And if NDC doesn't have a candidate, if they have one there, he could win that seat and probably become a NDC minister. He have done that before, know. So that could be a good strength for the NDC in the end. So the question...
That's St. Andrew Southwest, eh? That's where Ms. Bain.
Yeah, Ms. Bain.
I think there is one gentleman that has applied so far. I think Mr. Andrew. David Andrew?
Yeah.
used to be the chief education officer.
Yes.
You know, in the
when the same church together, Gemfm Pentecostal church together.
Yeah, I think he applied for that.
For that to run, yeah. Well, he's a good guy too, you know.
Yeah, that guy, humble guy, man. Nice guy.
Yeah, I know him very well. He and I go back a long way. He's much younger than me, but his sister and I same age group, root. But we go back the family, both in the family and church family. We go back a long way. Yeah.
Cool guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Louis saying here, whoa, Nigel John, it's Louis, Andre Noel. We live with the Grahams. We were there in 1983 during the invasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That time I was young. Eh?
Yeah. So she said she lived with the Grahams when in 1983.
Yeah. So she know me then. Yeah, she know me.
Yeah, she know you well. You probably know her, but might remember. Yeah. So that is where we are politically, and you know, it's nice to come on here. And I started doing this show by myself, and I just said, I'm gonna go out on a limb and do the show tonight.
Yeah, that's my first time coming on a program like that, but you know, I said let me come and chat with you, you know.
No, I mean, I remember we had a deal for you to come on before, right? But
yes,
that never materialized. But that nothing, never too late for anything.
I am, man. Mm-hmm.
Never too late, and I just glad to have you here tonight in the wee hours of the morning. That's what now is like 2:00 in Grenada.
Yeah.
Well. We just gonna go with the flow right here, right? Mm-hmm. And I have a piece here I wanna play, and I don't know if this is allowed in Grenada still. This one. Yes, and if you're in Grenville tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, check out Cookies Pastry Delights on Ben June Street in Grenville, St. Andrews.
In every weekend edition, you'll show you about the action. You say the improved infrastructure. You're telling for light and water. So, when you write in your next column, please bring this to his attention. The job situation here is a lie. say check his strategy. This man is another Gary. Despite the problems in this land, we only know we are man. Yes, Lord, education is in a terrible state. Yes, Lord, too many literate graduates. Yes, Lord, too much nincompoop on the radio station. Yes, Lord, it's an embarrassment to the nation. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord, it's of great concern. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord, that we won't condone. They say the fella so crafty, just so he hijack and envy. Now that he is party leader, he could become prime minister. So, if he want to rule this nation, he must find some quick solutions. Yes, Lord, soon there'll be woman shortage in Grenada. Yes, Lord, all them young guys fleeing to Canada. Yes, Lord, they can't take the hopelessness in the country. Yes, Lord, soon we might be hearing about refugees. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord, it's of great concern. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord, that we won't condone. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord.
Yes, tell stones. How do we? I mean, there's a lot of telling stones going on. We have heard it for years, and it seems that he have not gotten the message because we have not delivered the message to him in the way we should. People still abstaining from voting, and if they really want the change, it's voting, not just registering, but going and vote. Could you register for a school and then show up in the class, you would not be educated in the class. Yes? So we want people to go there and vote, not just register, but go there and vote to make the change, to vote for the change that you want to see happening, right? And Nigel, I know you're a long-time supporter of the NDC, and I know I'm assuming here that you're on the ground helping, encouraging people to go there and register and get them to vote in, also?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing that. I'm talking to people. I'm not really involved at the moment, or I should,
Right.
But I've been talking, filling the ground, talking to people, and I'm encouraging them to go there, get registered, vote,
Right.
Because last election, there was 78,000 people registered, And as of January of this year, the Parliamentary Election Office has given out, so far, 84,000 people had registered so far for this year.
Oh, wow. So how much? What percentage of that is the youth population?
Well,
registered.
I don't have the breakdown or the percentage, but they release it sometime on the Now Grenada News that 84,000 people so far had registered
to vote.
Yeah,
that's out of 100. Okay, that's 14 electorate, right? So that's how much. So then, wow. How does it work out to always went up to voting 100,000, 120,000 population?
Yeah, almost 110 they have it as.
110, and you have 84,000
people so far
registered to vote.
And it's increasing. Gonna increase maybe in the next few months as well, A lot of people is getting there, going out there to register.
My maths kind of working out what is the voting population then? 84. So then we have people underage that makes up the population of Grenada, right?
Yeah.
So where do you fit that number after 84 voters, 84,000 people are eligible to vote?
Well, those people that are eligible to vote always 18 years and over.
Yes. And a lot turned 18 in the last 10 years, right? In the last 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah? Wow. In this election,
so I think this is a good sign.
Yes.
to see that there is an increase from 78 to 84. You know?
Yeah, I want to see that registration is like the noise in the market is not the sale of the fish kind of thing. You know what I mean? So we want to get them not making the noise by vote destroying, but we want them to go and make the sale. Yeah?
That's it.
To actually vote in on election day. So we have to find ways and means to just not encourage them to register now, but encourage them to vote as well. Because that's where the difference going to be made. Because, you know, a lot of people saying that, but the youths, what is another question, how many of the youth population is still an NNP ticket? Yes? Will be voting NNP. And how much we could win from that NNP house to bring over to the NDC house. Yeah? So the drive is to get the undecided voters on the last election to vote, and how much we could muster out of the NNP camp to vote for something of substance, something because a lot of people in NDC, in NNP, really not satisfied with level of governance, yes? But they according to the talk on the ground, or you say tongue people say, country people say, they stay in there because they get enough food. Because if they get in, they're not getting the pan quiet, so to speak. You know, they don't vote otherwise. But I have a message for all of those people who working in the road, who get in the bushing job, whether NDC or NNP, this is a government project, not a party project. Yeah. It will still have jobs. The warden will still be there. That will not go with NMP. You understand? The employment, those people are employing those professions will still be there. So don't be afraid to vote what you don't want. If you know, because it's not just about you now. It's about the country development as a whole. So go out there and vote for a change. Vote for a change. Let something happen. Because the promises that was made, yes. The oil, we're getting oil. I think I have a clip. I have a song here from Beast. Yeah. This one is called Booming. Yeah. And for years, you know, people have been waiting for the oil, and they have come up with new excuses where investors change their mind and all those nonsense
about COVIDious times and
you know. So let me hear what Beast had to say. And Grenadian people, he said was a promise in Paul's Airport. I hope you remember that. That's another promise.
Sonia number 9 in the round of competition. In the first round, he gave us the apology. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Welcome on stage, Mr. Raymond Matthew, the Beast, doing for us the oil. Ladies and gents, put your hands together for Beast, the oil.
The oil, the promise of oil.
We on the move and ain't nobody could stop us now. We on the move and ain't nobody could stop us now. We on the move and ain't nobody.
All right, okay, man.
Yeah, you sit down.
I'm going for the ship, man.
What? Where are they?
You're rally and MP rally up there.
Sorry?
They're supposed to start 5, but I'm going now because Prime Minister have an announcement, a very important announcement to make, and I want to be there. I don't want nobody to tell me. I want to hear for myself.
I'm going to go. Let's go.
Yeah, sit down. We can't sit down. We can't sit down. Man, let's go now.
What do you say?
All that drama, I just loving this one. Grenadian people, take it.
Good night, Stadium.
an announcement last election. He say he have a secret to tell to the nation. And if all you really want to hear this secret, come up and pulse the strip to hear it. I put on the green jersey, I reach up the early. They're supposed to start 5, I reach since 12:30. Cause I want to hear from myself, I don't want to hear from no one else. When the PM starts speaking, what he started saying, I know I still trembling. He say if we find the oil in the morning, Grenada go be booming. All of us here go be prospering. Man, woman and child go be moving. The economy, the ministry. And when he said that if you see all the men and be jumping, the when the PM make the announcement was a big uproar. I never see NNPIs jump up so. He said one oil well was already found, and how he had several more to come. Then he said fundamentally, that go bring benefits to the country. Doing the dance go boom significantly. When he said that, me had stopped, cause once he come to boom, me ain't taking back. Then the DJ drop a song, them fellas start jumping up and down. They start singing how they can't sit down. He say if I lay you could have going. That's the man in charge of the island team. When he said that, if you see how Peter David smiling, and Chester Humphrey stand up right behind him. Peter, Chester, the former Attorney General doing this same thing.
Yes, the whole country will be booming in oil. That's what they said, right? Well, election gone, election coming, and no oil in. So where do we go from here? What do we expect? What change? What new promises in the pipeline you think that the government will come up with this time?
Maybe it will come with, maybe they're gonna be cool, maybe in some way in Libya or somewhere now. I can understand. Because people are, you heard him on the news the other day talking about the same oil and gas when they asked him about the investors. And he was saying that no one would find it right now to invest in energy, fuel,
Yes.
They would prefer invest in election. What was the term he used? But he did mention that it's not making sense that
to invest in the
well,
it's alleged that he said that there is alleged. I say alleged with the pyramids. I can't see that. He didn't say that.
Yes,
alleged. Yeah, because one of the things that we constantly getting bamboozled by is promises, empty promises, and from time to time people keep falling for those empty promises with no real plan in place, no real plans where people could see something for what they vote for, and the tangible things, the little things that keep them coming, it's just feeding them enough to get them coming back again, right? We have to get rid of those kind of petty politicking of people playing people's minds and promising them this and promising them that. I think Black Star have a song, The Marriage, You promise so many things and you still cannot deliver, Ghanaian people have to start thinking differently. And we have to start educating them in terms of politics, because at the end of the day, people need to make some intelligent decisions, yeah? And that would be a real responsibility of those managing the wheel, so to speak, for our campaign, to bring across a message that is clear, with a clear mission, and tell people where we're going, what to expect. And in fact, ask them what they want to see happen. What changes do they want to see, and put it in as part of the program, so they will know that it comes from them. Include them in the decision making process. Even as NPs, let me say NDC now is in opposition, they should also find from people what they want, and give them what they're asking for. Yeah, because it could be done. It could be done, right? It's not impossible. Government to find money for anything they want to find money to do anything. I'm never. Well, honestly, they do not have money. I don't believe that. Yeah, if government want money to buy a jet, they will find money to buy. If you find important to them to get it done. Yeah. So when a government say they do not have money, it means that they did not allocate the money for that yet. Yeah, they have the money. They could find it. Where they got to borrow it, lend it, sell something to get something to do something. They will find ways and means to get the money. I see government saying they don't have money for education. They close down schools and they spend money on a $9 million helicopter. You know what I'm saying? So a $9 billion helicopter and close down 5 schools. Yeah. You cut off some parks and recreation programs to buy a fighter jet. It doesn't make sense to me. So if government want to spend money on something, they will find the money to do it. They would find the money to do it. So I'm never buying into government doesn't have no money. They will find ways and means to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I believe that. I always believe that. So yeah. So it's really cool. I'm looking forward to a change in Grenada politics. I'm looking forward to a bigger, better, brighter
I
future.
think the writing is on the wall, man. People are looking out for change as well. A lot of people they need change, you can feel it.
Yeah, yes.
Everywhere you go,
I think
because if you look at the history
mm-hmm.
and the politics,
yes,
there is an era and there is a decade or a time change whereby you need a new batch and bunch of people, And I think now is the right time for that change,
Yeah, the writing is on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think King Shot from Antigua has penned that song so eloquently. The handwriting is on the wall. I think the handwriting is on the wall for Grenada politics right now for a change.
Yeah.
And I say to the people of Grenada, don't say, well, NDC need money, okay, to run election campaign. This is American style politics. I know we're getting tired with Americans have money to run campaigns and stuff like that. Let me tell you something. I watch as a youth watch Grenada election in 76, and there's one color T-shirt across the board, white, with the name of vote for a change and GLP, vote for GLP. You know what I'm saying? We just white T-shirt. We have green and yellow, red and orange, all kind of nonsense. But let's vote for issues, not for color. Yeah?
Sure.
Let's vote for issues. Get the color thing out of the way. Let's be color blind. Yeah? And let's vote for change. Let's for real issues, things we want to see happening. Healthcare, agro industry, better governance, good schooling, good education. Let's vote for those things. Let us promise people those things and act on it. I think when Nas ran, he ran with the promise of an agro-industrial plant in St. Andrews. To me, that was a brainer.
Yeah, it was a tremendous.
Somehow the Ghanaian people, they get it too late. I didn't understand what he was trying to say. Even all this this getting toilet to different to homes and stuff like that. All that thing was good. I don't think message wasn't clear. It wasn't on time. Or people just expecting the promises that was made by the Prime Minister and the money that was flowing through the pipeline at that time for them. They thought was they have the money. The promises that we get the money already. They have more to come. I don't know what this guy come with. Again, the question of stability within the party structure at the time. A number of stuff. I think someone said, NMP did not lose the last election in 2008, and didn't lose it. NDC didn't win the election. Kid lost it. I don't care how they put it, how they word it. They lost. Yeah. And NDC win. Now, I think it was a fault of the NDC not to win the 2013 election, right? But nevertheless, they lost it, and now they regroup, and they're ready to take on the establishment. Yes?
Yeah.
For the good governance. And I think it's important for all Grenadians to seriously think about not about their present future, but the children and the children future.
Yeah.
Deep. I often say this one thing, and it might be coming across differently because not knowledge, but you say if people reject knowledge, yeah, not only them, you say you reject God, and not only your generation itself, but 3 generations thereafter, and we have seen the rejection of good governance and what it has caused us generation after. Yes?
Yeah.
So don't vote for dancing on the stage and say I could do and buy into the notion that I could do a lot of things that young people could do and don't go there kind of mentality. You understand?
Yeah.
Vote for a change.
I think also, you were speaking about bringing out the message. I think the manifest of the party have a role to play too. Eh?
Yes.
In manifest, they need to educate the people more on the policies, the measures and terms that you will bring about, So you should consult the people, let them know what's in the manifest, educate them, So at the end of the day, when they get to the polls,
right,
they will make the right choices.
I think that should be done. People should know what they're going. For me, like the first time I voted in Canada here, I already voiced on what is not to vote for, what to vote for, and even though I made a choice that was a good choice, and the leader was doing really good, but then he was plagued with other issues thereafter. Yeah. But his governance was great. He have reduced the cost of a number of things and cut back, like people are spending money like $1 million to remove and put new furniture in the office. They say, no, that happened here. Bring it back. We don't need that. He put a cat that ministers and councillors was getting blind. You could go to any attraction, yeah, and don't pay once you present this card. And you say that's $1,000. These people making $100,000 a year. Why are they getting free services? You know what I mean? When the ordinary man who can't afford to have to pay, they are the ones should be paid. The one who making the big money should be paying. Why the poor people who can't afford to go to the park with a 5 or 6 children? You could roll up a van with 5 or 6 family members and go to and drive through that could afford to pay. Right? And the people who can't afford to pay have to pay their way to go inside the attraction. That can happen. So he cut off a lot of that. And he present all his personal cars that was allotted to him and proved that look, this is what happening here. What he calls stopping the gravy train. Yeah. Right. So for me, it was a big gamble because I was new to the political arena in terms of.
But at least.
It was something I enjoyed doing, and this election, I did not vote for this in this election because there was nothing to vote for really. You know what I mean? Really wasn't anything to vote for. The economy is the same way. The opposition didn't have anything new to present to the people of Canada. And so it was for me. I just thought, well, you don't have a plan. The opposition party didn't have a plan. They have nothing to present to the Canadian people. The government didn't have anything new to tell to Canadian people, the Canadian people. So I just leave it at that. Like a lot of people in Barbados did the same thing in the Barbados election. Yeah. It doesn't. I mean, there's a low turnout because people say, "Well, the opposition don't have nothing," and the government is the same. You know what I mean? So that whatever happened there. But it's always a risk you're taking, encouraging people this time, don't take that risk. Because in this greener politics, the Prime Minister is very good at what he does. He's an artist.
Yeah, man.
Good.
A good actor.
Yeah. So don't play it. Like he said, this election will be a very interesting one. Yeah. Very interesting election, and I believe
going back to the NDC, yeah. In 2008 to 2013 when they run Grenada, the NDC has done some work in terms of infrastructure development. You know that?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
But
for instance, the Grenville market was done by the NDC.
Yeah.
They also did the St. Patrick Road you see now on stream here. This project was signed, sealed, and negotiated by the NDC since 2008 to 2013. And look, they're just doing it.
Silver Sands too.
Silver Sand was done by NDC.
Yeah, yeah.
The school rehabilitation now project, phase 1 and 2, that has been done here now. The Montrose 7 days is a part of that.
Right.
St. Joseph Convent, St. George's.
Yeah.
All this project was signed and sealed by NDT. So I wonder why it take them almost 10 years to start those projects.
Well, they always have to keep something in the back for election, eh?
Another one, John, was the River Road, the St. John's River now also.
Yes.
All those projects was negotiated by the NDC. So I wonder why it took them so long.
Well, you know what it is. Like I said, it's pocketing the trump card.
Yeah.
And they know they have it there, but they don't want to bring it out. They bring it out now. But and that's where NDC had to come and say, hey, we negotiated this deal. It wasn't them. That's the thing. You have to make sure that you echo that sentiment loud and clear.
Yeah.
That we are the ones who negotiated those deals. We are the ones who get those stuff together. You just happen to be now the captain of the ship to deliver the cargo, but you wasn't the one who get the cargo on board. You didn't get the cargo in. You just deliver the cargo right now, but you have been in the making long before you came on stream. So so we have to highlight all those stuff and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, time is now 2:30 your time. That is 1:30 my time. I gotta get out of here. I want to thank you so much, Nigel, for being here with me first time. I'm looking forward to see you next time around.
Yes, man.
Hopefully in the next Saturday night, earlier 8 o'clock, we'll be back here regular programming, and I think Friday night we'll be doing Black History Month here on Gemfm. We'll sort of tap a few ends and get some stuff for our house in order for that. So the 25th of February, Black History Month celebration right here on Gemfm. So those of you who are out there, please support us. And again, looking for those of you, everybody could serve. And I wanted to serve us by donating to us, everybody out there. Go to the website, www.gemfm.ca, and make a donation. It don't matter if it's EC dollars, just make a donation of any amount, $1, $2, just make a donation to us. Keep this station going, and keep it going live and direct. All right. So again, everybody listening to us, please help us donate, make a donation, and help us going. Hoping to have a better way of donating, because some people saying that it's difficult for them to go online there and make a donation. Some people complain about it, but hoping that we can find some easier, simpler way for you to donate. All right. So that coming up. Margaret is saying, and all well and good, but if the tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it, does it make song? Does it make a song? I think that should be referring to NDC's work and what they have done, the contribution and the project that they have done. They are saying blow your shell and have your fish present. You know what I mean? Tell people you have fish. Don't show them the fish. Just tell them you have fish. You know what I mean? Blow the shell, here's the fish. And let them come and get fish. And Margaret make that's very interesting that you can just say we do it, but show them. Yeah, don't be afraid to speak. You see what the PRID used to do? All over the country, a billboard all over the place about the project that they're doing. They never stop. That's positive propaganda. Yeah. So don't be afraid to put up your billboards everywhere. Whatever project you're doing, put it up. Yeah. Let the people know what you're coming, what's doing, and get them involved in the process. Don't keep the good thing a secret. I heard somebody said I could keep a secret. Yes, but I will tell you one. Yeah, I will tell you one. So this is don't keep a good secret down. Tell the secret. And the NDC has done some good work, and they haven't really highlighted it to the people. People say what they do. They haven't seen them do anything. Okay, they only hear in them good governance, but nothing. So, ladies and gentlemen, of the NDC, please, make it simple. Make the message simple. Messaging is important. Make the message simple and sweet. Make it sound good in the air and deliver good on the promises. It is to everyone. I don't know if you have any final or closing remarks, my brother. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I would like to say thank you for the invite tonight. I appreciate that. It was nice discussing tonight with you. Looking forward to another episode,
Yeah, man. Well, stranger, coming back. I hope to have Margaret next weekend with us on live on, because people say, John, you have all these men. Where's the women? Well, Margaret works sometime and she can't be here, but Margaret, please do me a favor, rescue me. So because the only men I have on the show. We need the women to come up here. And I know they're in the audience, but we wanted to see them on the stage, on the screen. Yeah.
And good night to all the people online.
Yes.
Listening. Good night and good morning. Sorry. Yeah.
Yes, and there's us silent viewers. They're not showing up, but they are there. In the chat box in the radio station. They listen from the radio and not on live on the radio and Facebook. So again, thank everyone for contributing. Margaret, Louise, Noel, Ambrose, Margaret Francis, Doris, Noel, Doris, Charles, Maureen Charles, Sonia Matlin Scott, Veronica Irvin. I think we have another lady here. What's her name? Sandra Davis, asking for Delbert tonight. She said the politicians are allowed to do what they want because in the majority of electorates don't think and vote issues. St. Mark should be renamed St. Dax. Poise Parish in Grenada. Sandra Davis, you need the votes from the people. Don't marginalize them. Don't say that about the people that you need to vote for you. All right? You need to get the vote from the people. Don't call them that. You gotta stop labeling people. Encourage them to go and vote. Ola Thomas, good night. And Deslin Thomas Johnson. Sorry about that. Good night to you folks. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Yes, happy Sunday to all of you. And again, nice to have you guys with us. It is a good time. I know I'll play a song because I'll play a song before I go to. I'm trying to find this song, but I'll play this one. Probably I'll play this one. Let me find the Black Stallion and then we get out of here. Alright? Let me find the Black Stallion one. And I think there is a Black Stallion. Caribbean Unity, you said?
Yeah, the Caribbean man.
Caribbean man? I hope I have Caribbean man here. I have a whole list of Black Stallion in my repertoire here. Black Stallion. And
talking about CARICOM and CARIFTA.
Yeah. Okay. Caribbean man. Is this Caribbean Unity? Is it in my
Yes, Caribbean Unity, yeah.
Yeah, Caribbean Unity. I think that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caribbean Unity.
Unity or Caribbean man, yeah.
Yeah. Caribbean Unity. Where is the song? I see it somewhere. I just saw it a while ago. So play that one. Wade Dorothy, Wade, Caribbean man, Caribbean Unity. Oh. I saw it. Where did it go? Black Stallion. Okay. Revolution time. Yeah, Caribbean Unity. Here we go. Caribbean Unity. Yeah, that's the song. Caribbean Unity. Hey, that's your special request.
Yeah, thank you.
You try with a federation, the whole thing end in confusion. CARICOM and then CARIFTA, but somehow a spelling disaster. Mr. West Indian politician, I mean you went to a big institution, and how come you can't unite 7 million? When a West Indian unity, I know it's very easy. If you only rap to your people and tell them like me, them is one race, the Caribbean man, from the same place, the Caribbean man, that make the same trip, the Caribbean man, on the same ship, the Caribbean man. So we must push one common intention, is for a better life in the region, for we woman and we children. That must be the ambition of the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man. You say that the Federation was imported quite from England, and you're going on for a Carifta with a true West Indian flavor. But since Carifta started running, morning, noon and night all are hearing, with just money speech, them prime minister giving. But I say no set of money, good for my unity. First of all, your people need their identity like one race, from the same place, that make the same trip, on the same ship. So we must push one common intention, it's for a better life in the region, for we woman and we children. That must be the ambition of the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man. CARICOM is wasting time, the whole Caribbean gone blind. If we don't know from where we come in, then we can't plan where we go in. That's why some want to be communists, brother, some want to be socialists, and one set a religion to add to the foolishness. Look, a man who don't know his history, can't form no unity. How could a man who don't know his roots form his own ideology like one race, from the same place, that make the same trip, on the same ship. So we must push one common intention, it's for a better life in the region, for we woman and we children. That must be the ambition of the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man. The Federation done dead, and Carifta going to bed. But the cult of the Rastafarian spreading through the Caribbean. It have Rastas now in Grenada, it have Rastas now in St. Lucia. But to run Carifta, yes, you getting pressure. If the Rastafari movement spreading and Carifta dying slow, then it's something them Rastas on that them politicians don't know, that there's one race from the same place, that make the same trip, on the same ship. So they pushing one common intention, it's for a better life in the region, for the woman and their children. That must be the ambition of the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man.
Dr. Leroy Callis, the black stallion called Caribbean Unity. And we want unity in Grenada too. So people unite to vote and vote for a change. Yes? Because the writing is already on the wall. You have to make it happen. Yeah? Change is about to come to Grenada in a different way this time around. Please vote accordingly. Yeah? Vote for a change. Well, that is my final song. And I wish you guys all the best out there, be safe and keep loving one another. Nigel John, thank you so much again, my brother.
Yes, man. Much welcome.
Yeah, man, one love, man.
Yeah, bless. Have a good morning.
Same to you.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, bye.
One love.
Our government is abusing its power and authority, and it is having adverse effects on the whole country. It is time for us to take a stand. After all, this is our native land. That is why I came back to sing, to expose the wicked things they're perpetrating. It is only time for they self-destruct. Greed and power is dirty and mean. Their purpose in government was for the bucks. They don't really care about this country. All the scheming, conniving plans have caught up with them. They are facing insurmountable problems, and just as sure as the sun will rise, this government must fall. The handwriting is on the wall. Our Prime Minister acts like a dictator. If with him you don't agree, you can't progress in your country. Our government has no respect for the business community. No dialogue, they only causing us indiscreetly. Taxing the poor ones who have no money, while their friends live in luxury. As a family and the Prime Minister and them young boys
Still they own Grenada.
it is only time before they self-destruct. Greed and power is dirty and deep. Their purpose in government was for the bucks. They don't really care about this country. All this scheming, conniving plans have caught up with them. They are facing insurmountable problems, and just as sure as the sun will rise, this government must fall. The handwriting is on the wall. Unprecedented corruption rampant throughout the island, and victimization to those who express dissatisfaction with the way this government's squandering this country's revenue, accepting no accountability for the underhand things they does do, ostracizing those who say they are no good, and rewarding their friends some with knighthood. Hurricane mash up neglect and halcyon, I oppose them so they come and take back the land. It is only time before they self-destruct. Greed and power is dirty and deep. Their purpose in government was for the bucks. They don't really care about this country. All the scheming, conniving plans have caught up with them. They are facing insurmountable problems, and just as sure as the sun will rise, this government must fall. The handwriting is on the wall.
I am the boss. Don't man dare oppose me. Ask God and Marshall. Look what I did to Percy.
Remember what he did to Nazim Buck?
My daughter's future. So I demoralize him with the aid of the newspaper. But the time of this man's mentality, will my people be bought out by duty free? If we don't remove them in the next election, it will be a dark for the future generation. So I will leave them alone, let them self-destruct. Greed and power is their TNT. Their purpose in government was for the bucks. They don't really care about this country. All this scheming, conniving, and have caught up with them. They are facing insurmountable problems. And just as sure as the sun will rise, this government must fall. The handwriting is on the wall.
The shrimp project had a delay, and they're glad. And never see good people rejoice when difficulty take people. So you can be good to rejoice if the shrimp project have a delay, but some of them, they're going to get heart attack when the shrimp project starts. I don't want them to get it, but they have so much hate in their heart. And they want to see so much evil befall St. Mark's people and the whole of Grenada, Carrick, Martinique, that they will do anything to stop that project. Tell them there is a delay, but by the grace of God, this project will start in 2018.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a blessed night, a good morning, a Sunday morning. And those of you in Africa listening, some of them is for evening time right now. Good afternoon to you, good evening to you, good night to you in Africa. And those of you listening in Central America and my Korean friend now living in England, good morning to you. God bless. Have a wonderful Sunday. Don't forget, join us here at 7 o'clock this morning for a service right here, and at the 7 and 11 o'clock service right here on Gemfm. We have Pastor Patrice out of Trinidad and Tobago. We'll be carrying the service for 7 o'clock. And at 11 o'clock, Pastor Elton Grave from the New Life Worship Center. And at 4 o'clock, the Trinidad Church, the Chuchu Village Open Bible Church in Trinidad and Tobago from Point 14 will be here at 4 p.m. this afternoon doing their thing as well. All right? And then yours truly, John Carlos, will be back at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Yes, playing some nice lovers rock. Yes, we'll do it nice and sweet for you. Don't forget, you can listen to us on the radio 24 hours a day. So when you feel like going to just lie down back in your bed, just stay tuned for some gospel music until tomorrow morning. Just spirit gospel and preaching nice morning. We have it right here for you. God bless you and make you a blessing. One love, my people. God bless. Thank you for your support again. And this is Gemfm.